Warning. Warning. The following video contains mature content not suitable for children or the easily offended. Please keep this in mind when watching. Thank you and please enjoy.
Spiritfarer is an emotionally charged platformer and crafting sim developed and published by Thunder Lotus Games. You may know Thunder Lotus from their other gorgeously hand-drawn titles such as Jotun and Sundered. First unveiled at E3 2019, the game generated quite a lot of buzz for its amazing art and music. On the 18th of August 2020, the game was released to an abundance of positive reviews from critics and players. So, what the frick is Spiritfarer? Our story begins with a young girl and a cat waking up on a small boat trailing behind an imposing figure on a red sea. This is Stella and her adorable ball of fluff, Daffodil. The hooded figure introduces themselves as Charon, the Spiritfarer, or at least that was their previous title, but now that task falls to you. Charon gifts you with the Everlight, a magical MacGuffin to help you on your journey and... Moving on, after Charon enters the Everdoor, you paddle your way into a small settlement and find a spirit by the name of Gwen. She helps you set up your seafaring vessel and teaches you how to navigate around the world. Now you need to travel around finding spirits and upgrading your ship while taking care of your crew of eccentric anthropomorphic animals, taking them where they need to go, building them a comfortable home, and doing various tasks for them to live out their final moments.
This story summary seems very brief.
Yes, I do apologize, but the game goes into spoiler territory very early on, so to avoid ruining the experience for anyone, I had to keep it vague. But not to worry, as there are still some other things I can cover. The world of Spiritfarer is a delight to explore, finding the bustling little settlements with spirits going about their day, whether that's taking in the splendor or taking down a corrupt boss.
Why do these spirits have to work?
I guess it's for a sense of normalcy in the afterlife. The cast is the heart and soul of this wonderful game. Stella is a mostly silent protagonist, but she has a very caring and curious nature about her. She also has the best reaction to people being annoying. The various spirits who join your ship all have their own personality quirks and relationships. To cover just a few of them, because there's a lot, Gwen is an old friend of Stella's who loves the more classy things in life. Despite her more privileged upbringing, she is a very caring person and had a very tumultuous relationship with her father. Atul is your uncle who is a big softy ready to help you with maintaining the ship and building various facilities for crafting. He's also just a big lover of all food, and I can relate. Alice.
Yes?
Oh, sorry, I was talking about the adorable little old lady who loves fruit trees and craves a little adventure.
I am overjoyed to share a name with such a wholesome little granny.
The last one I'll talk about is Summer, who is a spiritual vegan snake who has a connection with all manner of plant life, but also harbors a deep conflict she refers to as the dragon. There are many more spirits you meet, but I'll leave them a surprise. Of course, you get to interact with all of them and get to know them better by fulfilling requests, until eventually you have to take them to the Everdoor to finally move on, and it's very emotional because you get to build really close connections with everyone. And some of them have people they care about and miss, and this game
Bleep.
hurts.
Oh dear, please just give us a moment.
I'm okay. But yes, the story very much relies on relationships you build with the characters and hits all the right emotional beats. Spiritfarer's gameplay is a blend of platforming, crafting, and resource management, as well as tending to the needs of your crew. When you start off, you have a single jump, but by finding more spirits and gaining Ebon, you can unlock a variety of new moves such as a double jump, glide, and zip line. While the movement is nothing too complex, it all flows together pretty well. Being able to glide from one end of your ship to the other or ziplining through a dark mine can be a lot of fun. It's also important during certain events for collecting resources, like throwing yourself headfirst into a bunch of jellyfish. Wait, Stella, that's a bad idea. Don't. You do need certain abilities to progress further in some instances, so occasionally you'll come across an island and just sort of have to awkwardly turn back around and come back later. There are chests hidden everywhere that require you to work out how to reach them.
Look at it, it's taunting me.
Now the meat of the game is the crafting and base, ship building. You'll be tasked to build a whole bunch of facilities, from fields and houses to a whole ass foundry. The fields let you grow plants, vegetables, and occasionally treasure. The loom lets you turn fibers into threads and cloths. The foundry lets you make ingots. The sawmill lets you cut wood into planks. And of course, the kitchen lets you live out your dreams of cooking 5-star dishes with nothing but an oven, a fish, and a whole head of lettuce. So you may be asking yourself,
so, why do I need all of these things?
Well, my good viewer, it's because you need to be able to meet the demands of all the spirits on board. Everyone aboard your vessel has a mood bar that increases and decreases. It's in your best interest to keep everyone's spirits high. You do this by feeding them, giving them a nice place to live, and of course, dishing out the best hugs in gaming. Food is one of the most important factors when it comes to taking care of everyone. They each have their likes and dislikes, as well as their favorite food, which you'll have to figure out through some guesswork. For example, Summer doesn't eat any animal products, but loves desserts and salads, so make sure you've been doing a lot of farming to get that good fresh produce. Cooking in this game is a whole lot of fun, as you can find recipes as you explore or unlock them by trying out various experiments. Completing requests and making improvements to the residents' homes can greatly increase their mood, but sometimes certain events will upset them. When someone's mood is high, they may do certain activities. For instance, a Tull will collect wood, make planks, and play a happy tune if he's in a really good mood. When it comes to building new facilities, you need to make sure you have enough materials and glims as well as space. Plus side is that you have a lot of vertical room to work with and will just need to do some Tetris shenanigans to fit everything. Or, you know, just pay the punch shark a whole lot to increase the size of the ship. There are also some special items you can build, like the mailbox, which can be essential for plot progression. Oh, we have some mail. Let me see. The gameplay loop evolves the more you play, and you'll find yourself planning out your course while jumping between a bunch of crafting places, all while making sure everyone is happy and fed. This can sometimes feel overwhelming, but I think that may be the point. You are tasked to take care of these poor souls in their final moments. No one said it was going to be easy. I find myself loving this game, as I am always working towards something new, like an upgrade to the ship or making new recipes. It might not be the most action-packed experience, but it's a very comforting one.
Wait, before you transition to the next segment, you forgot one thing.
I did?
This game has fishing.
Oh yeah! Well, that settles it. This is the perfect game. The game sports gorgeous hand-drawn art and animation. A lot of the game puts a heavy emphasis on larger-than-life structures and creatures, but couples that with very quaint settlements dotted throughout. The open waters are the perfect backdrop as you drift from place to place. As you travel, you'll quickly realize that different regions are styled in different ways. Places like Furagawa have a very Japanese garden aesthetic, while Bottom Line Core is an industrial site full of storage containers. Whenever you come across an eclipse, the sky flashes to an ethereal night, and it's beautiful and slightly eerie. And, okay, this hasn't happened before.
The blood moon rises once again.
Excuse me? The character designs are simplistic but super well thought out. Stella's comfortable clothes with the oversized hat depicts the child protagonist on a grand adventure flawlessly. The spirits all have unique and interesting silhouettes. Gwen has a dignified stance while Summer is very flowy in her movements. Their personalities shine through even in things like their eating and hugging animations. Stella's animations are bouncy and give her so much momentum when she's platforming around everywhere. You can see the stretch in her legs when she jumps, and I am just in love with this animation. Occasionally there are some glitches, like Stella doing an interesting version of the backstroke, but for the most part it's all very well polished. Moving into the sound department, the music is just phenomenal. Max LL has crafted a masterpiece of an OST that shifts and flows with the different areas you can find. Hummingberg has a very plucky guitar and sweeping melody to fit with the gorgeous architecture. Gurenu Fields uses wind instruments to fit with the Eastern-styled island, and Oxbury has the slightly twangy guitar that gives me country town feels.
I love the Falling Stars track when you run into an eclipse, as it's a very pretty but also mysterious tune.
There is very minimal voice acting, only being sounds for the most part, so I don't really have a whole lot to say on that front. The sound effects are extremely satisfying to listen to, from the pop of pulling out veggies to the sound of catching lightning in a bottle. It shows a great level of thought since you'll be doing a lot of repetitive tasks, so making everything a joy to look and listen to helps to alleviate the grind. Spiritfarer is an absolutely stellar game that I am in love with. From the emotional character-driven plot to the animation and music, I'm having a hard time putting it down. I still just want to keep building and taking care of everyone, even if it hurts to eventually let them move on. I highly recommend you check out Spiritfarer. The game is available on PC, Mac, Xbox One, PS4, and the Nintendo Switch. Thank you so much for watching. Please like the video if you did, subscribe if you want to see more, and comment on your thoughts. I hope you have a spiritual day.